Switzerland.
Ah, I see.
I study there.
Where is it?
In Switzerland, in La Chaux-de-Fonds,
Oh, right.
Châtel,
Right. So the French part.
the French part.
Right.
And I knew Thomas Friedli,
Right.
and then happened well. And then I went to San Sebastian
Mm-hmm.
here in Spain
Yeah.
with Estelés,
Mm-hmm.
and then here.
Right. Did you study here, or you just you're teaching
I'm
here?
teaching.
You're teaching here. Great. Right. How many years now in Palma? Or in Mallorca?
15.
15. Wow, good. Okay.
Yes.
Great. Tell me, so which model is this?
The mouthpiece,
No, the instrument.
Tosca.
Tosca, right.
Okay.
Oh yeah, the extra key. I see it now. Okay. So if you're playing Mozart, you probably don't need this.
No.
Right? Wow, bravo. This so early in the morning. Everything.
Yes.
Fantastic. Really good. Really nice playing. Yeah. And you do the interesting octavation things. It's great. I think that's correct. Because you know about the basic clarinet, of course.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
Don't have that
yeah.
notes.
no, yeah, I mean, it's almost no one has one. But you can do quite a few things in the thing to adjust for that. Good. Yeah. I mean, I feel like you, in terms of playing and sound and everything, you got a little more warmed up as you went along. The very beginning maybe could have been a bit more secure. I mean, not secure, but more maybe 10% louder and just a little more full. Can we just do that very beginning for me?
Okay.
Yeah, good, great. That's I think more for the audience that will be more clear.
Okay.
The this you could do. Do you know about mezzo di voce?
Yes.
Yeah. So this a lot of the methods about for wind instruments and clarinet in particular say you always need, even the small notes should have some shape. Always, and we tend, I think there's a modern technique to play a little bit flat. And it's more, I think we kind of have this is an ideal because it's perfect, you know, and but it doesn't really breathe. It doesn't have, I mean, was a very important thing in the 18th century. So if you're playing a bow instrument, you speed up and slow down. So, and you release the sound a little bit. Instead of just,
Okay.
and also then the next one. But you have very good control. Really feels absolutely fine. One, I'll tell you a couple things, just my opinion, but almost all of my opinions come from methods and treatises and things around the time of Mozart. So so it's not my idea. It's just what we're doing in historical performance is trying to find, get closer to Mozart somehow. You never know if you are or not, but you can come close. Things like when you play a trill, like pretty much always, if there's a bar line or at the end of a trill, you would tongue the final note. You tend to slur a little bit. Just try that one, for example. F sharp.
It's necessary with tongue.
Yeah, the final. Can you just do that for me? That last one. So F sharp.
Right?
F sharp. Just the end of the first section. Yes, right.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a detail, but it's just more precise and more neat.
Okay.
And they talk about, they actually Quantz, for example, Leopold Mozart, some later clarinet methods like Baer, they say after a trill always tongue. And then, but it's so common with modern players that they so just do what you did before, so we get the contrast. So try one time no tongue. Okay, and now with the tongue. Yeah, it's. I mean, also for the audience. I mean, we have as wind players, we have wonderful things about playing a wind instrument. Articulation. We have what you can do with the sound, this sort of the vocal quality, like a singer. It's wonderful to play a wind instrument, but it has disadvantages. Like, for example, if you play a string instrument, you're constantly making a decision about, down bow or up bow, and that has it's strong, weak. We have to do this artificially. We don't have this built in. If you're a singer, you have text, you're singing words, ya, yada, ta. I mean, a good composer writes the music with a text, and to make the text come to life, and communicate these ideas and the story or whatever. And we don't have any, we have to make that up. Yeah, we have to imagine, exactly. So that's a really important thing. Is every single one, whether it's for violin, or piano, or piccolo, every single treatise in this period talking about interpretation all say the same thing: listen to a good singer. That's what you imitate. And because of the direction music has gone, particularly in the last century and now this century, it's just, the clarinet has become, our ideal has become kind of a machine. This bel canto idea is lost, kind of, in a way, and you have to get it back. I mean, good players can do everything, right? Like, what's his name, the Swedish one? You know who I mean. The Swedish clarinet. Yeah, Martin Frost, for example. I mean, he can do everything. I mean, he's a great player. I love his playing, and I've heard him live a couple times, and he sings with the instrument. I mean, he's really, but a lot of others don't. It's just a bit mechanical, and it's perfect, and it's in tune, and it's right notes, and it sounds good, but it's like it doesn't touch you. And of course, that's what they all say. Also, is the purpose of music is to touch the listener, to make them feel something. So, yeah. Okay, now just a couple details about the text in this. I think yeah, this section. I think you're really playing fine. I don't need any of this to help make you. But this, when we start this, it's so clever the way you start. Everything's fine. He does this modulation into D minor, and it's wow, how he does that, and what he does emotionally so quickly is amazing. So I think you can bring that out if you think about that, and then the C sharp. Because when you reach the C sharp, that's the moment, like that's the leading tone, right? Then you know you're in D minor, and that's when you know. So just play these for me. Play these three notes: E flat. Exactly. So if you go and then we get the dialogue. That you probably know these notes on the original are an octave lower. But it's all, and that's when Mozart does it. Everybody has that. It can be Verdi. It can be Puccini. When they go from low to high, that's really dramatic, right? And sometimes I just feel we just play through. Okay, so follow the harmony. So just try it from here. Maybe the C sharp could be a little more accented. Just go back to the E flat. Yeah, good, better. You can help yourself if you want to make an accent. The note before, just before, I guess it's the D. Sorry. Yeah, so this note could be a little shorter. Tom. Yeah, exactly. It gives you space for the articulation. Tom. And then so that's all good. You seem to have pretty good articulation. I mean, you could. We're going on now. This figure. When the strings come in, we have some autograph of this, but not the final autograph. Do you know the history a little bit about this? That he sketched it first for an instrument in G major, right? Okay. So we have the first 199 bars. So we have this material actually in Mozart's hand. He doesn't write any articulation. So I don't know if that means, I personally, most of the time in passage work he doesn't write slurs or anything. But it doesn't mean you tell me everything. Like some people think, no, I don't think so. It's just up to you. He leaves it to the artist. In this case, Anton Stadler. You know, Stadler, they speak the language, you know. You just, here, it's like a jazzer or something like that. Here, there's that. You give them the bare essentials, and then they make something out of it. That's called being a musician. So maybe these you could do. I don't even die. It's very. We've reached this bad moment, right? This is the argument, right? This is, the man and woman, or some people say it's a father and daughter, just that there's different voices. And then the strings take it over, and that's détaché too. So I think if you slur, it's a little bit too smooth, maybe. So just try. Just do diet, see what you think.
2 and 2?
Yeah.
Or
Diet. Yeah, exactly.
see?
Yeah. So we're just, are you confused about where it's starting? Yeah, good. Okay. One more time. Can you? It's too beautiful. Can your tongue? Yeah, that idea. Are you comfortable with that? Well, you have to practice a little bit, but it's more noisy. It's more in the character, I think. So
Yes.
try now contrast with what you did before, all slurred. I mean, fine, because we have the harmony and we have this little kind of a melody that he's making, but it's okay. But I just think if you die, and now try again with the die. Yeah. Okay.
I have to practice,
You have to
but I
practice.
understand
You
the
understand
idea.
the idea. Yeah,
Yes.
great. Okay. And then the orchestra comes in, and then you. Exactly. So the orchestra comes in, you stop everything, almost like a fermato. Wom, ba-dee-da-dee. And then the orchestra joins you, and that's all fine. You play that very beautifully. Nice, by the way. This is not always so good with players that. So you make a nice articulation here. It's difficult in classical music because often we have articulation with the same note, and if you don't make it clear, then it's very hard to hear. What exactly is going on. So he does that. All Stammets, they all do the same. They have basically the same idea.
Maybe I have to make this a little bit shorter.
You could do that. Yeah, I mean that's very stylistic. They always talk about a short. They call it a lift sometimes. They call it there's another word for it. I can't think of it. But anyway, just that idea gives. Well, not too much. You want to try it? Yeah, almost too much. No. And maybe because it's getting lower, this is another thing they all say. When the melody is going down a bit, which it is here, then you can also lengthen and soften. And when it goes up, the contrary. A little more sharp articulation and a little bit louder.
Okay.
So I like that. Right? As you go up to the top. It's funny when you teach, especially in France. They have this. They love to go to a high note and then play super soft. It's really difficult to get them not to do that. I don't believe this was the aesthetic of Mozart. I think when he went up and he arrived. He didn't perfume it and sort of it's very mannered, we would say. Anyway, it's one of those things you just think, I don't know, really. I remember I was teaching in Germany and the class in Frankfurt, and it's Laura. Maybe you know her. She's Laura. What's her name? She's kind of well known. She's Spanish. She's well known in Spain. Anyway, she teaches in Frankfurt, and I said to this guy, I said, "Wow, here you are, and you're playing German clarinet, and you're at this conservatory, this Hochschule, and I said, and you play like a French person, and he said, because I'm French. Wow, that was really because I knew without knowing. Because just the style is it's really hilarious. It's that nationalistic kind of thing, and everybody has that, which is wonderful, of course. I mean, why you don't want anybody playing the same? That would be absolutely bad. Okay, so this, and I like what you did here. I mean, if you divide, right? So I think that's a good one and a good three. Good one and a good three. I think that's how you get around this thing. You could, I felt like you don't need, you're free here. There's no pulsation in the orchestra. So, I mean, I think that's kind of the end of the phrase, the first note, and the D takes you into the next thing for this final cadence. So maybe just try from here. Yeah, and more clear articulation on the one. Always, you don't slur over the bar line. So you could do it again, and after the G, take a breath, just as an exercise. No, after the G. Sorry, did I say before? After the G. Okay, so that's too much time, of course, but you get the idea. And you think about the A, right? One more time. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Yeah, now you're making phrasing. Yeah, before it was just going a bit too much through. Now, when you have something like this, now I know I don't need to tell you. Why didn't you do some ornament on the second time? Because you have exactly the same thing, right?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, This is a what's the word? It's like almost a rule. When you have the same material, you must do something the second time. The easiest thing is loud, soft, but maybe that's not very interesting. But did you try any little? I'm sure you've heard some ornaments. Yeah. Do you have any idea? Something you like?
I like that one.
Yeah. Great. I do think something. I think to do nothing is I don't know. You have to be, obviously this piece is something you play for auditions. And you're young, and you'll probably be playing more auditions in your life. So you have to think about whether if you're playing for conservative people and you can feel they're conservative, then maybe don't do anything. Because you don't want to. I mean, some people they don't even like the trills from the upper note. There are people like that, like Donald Trump. Sort of like, what? Really? And it's just it's a kind of conservatism, and yeah, it doesn't really help the music at all. But you have to be smart. But if you're playing for like a nice chamber orchestra, or to get a job teaching or something like that, this will be to your advantage. Oh, she's ornamenting. Good. That's like she has imagination. She's trying to do the style, and these are good things then. So you have to be able to do anything basically. But so I leave that to you. But my opinion is, of course, then some ornamentation here, like you just did, would be great. Yeah. And did you ever think about something with the two fermatas also after this?
I
just
have
the scale.
La Luna, the doubt.
The doubt, yeah.
Yeah,
right, yeah.
because I don't know if I have to make something.
Well, you just play a scale now, right? Yeah. Oh, you played the three notes. Sorry. You could just play it. You could just connect them. For example, and then when you come in here after the fermatas, I think it's important that you might have to discuss it with the orchestra, with the conductor. But it's a kind of nobody know. We're lost. Everybody's coming in all these different keys, and then finally and then da dee da dee dum da da dee dum and we get back, right? But after the fermata, it should have a little, not too. You came in a little concrete, in my opinion. It could be just a bit more dolce. Like hopefully the string players don't come in, but they. And then so 16th, that was all fine. Up to the high F, beautiful. Then you did the broken chords, great. Yeah, fine. Why don't you do? Could you do the? And then when you get to the end of the trill, tom, give me a good articulation. Okay.
Okay. And do you think it's okay to start the trill with the higher?
Absolutely. I mean, it was music. Let's just say one thing. Music before 1800, and as all of Mozart, basically all Haydn, all Beethoven, all of these really important composers. There's no question that that was the most normal way to do a trill, always from the upper note. Do you know why?
No.
Okay. The reason is that if you do it from the main note, you get the resolution already, and there's no tension, because if you do it from the upper note, you get a dissonance with the bass, with the 5/1. So just try. Let's go back to the. No, we don't have to go back. We can do this one. Yeah. So yeah, just do it. Right on. Yeah. Yeah. So you can hear that if you play the A, it's actually a consonance. There's no, and if you play that's a harmonic dissonance. So what we want is right. The resolution should give us a feeling of calm. So that's the main reason that they did that.
Okay.
Okay. So it's useful to know that.
So always in Mozart,
Yeah.
the trill.
Yeah. There's only one exception, and that's what they call a chain trill. For example, yeah. Then the first one you could start with the upper note. Actually, even in this piece. Yeah, that's kind of the chain trill.
Okay.
So you could start this one, but then this one I would start on the A, so not on the upper note. And this one you could. It's either way, but it's the point is also to keep the chromatic line going. So you don't want to break it up, right? And that breaks it up if you do. So that's an exception. Your exception is like that.
And maybe the last one?
Yeah. Either way, I think 50-50. That's my personal opinion. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Why don't we go through this?
In here, I have 4 times the C.
Yeah.
Here I don't know if I have to make a crescendo or maybe.
It is a very interesting point. I would say save something, yeah. Especially because these are so similar. Insisting. I would, maybe a little più forte here, and then as you get on to the next things, then they're quicker, so you don't need to do so much. Then of course this one you want to do a little bit of mezzo. But it's true. It's rhetoric. Do you know that
Yes.
word? Yeah. It's a kind of like insisting, right? It's
4 times.
yeah.
And I find, I don't know, if I have a crescendo, the 4 times is
It's a bit
more,
much.
yeah,
Yeah. Right. Where do you go?
predictable
Yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
going to the same. So maybe I think here I can make
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah. Good. I mean, that's the nice thing about music is sometimes there's not an answer, and just how you feel, and how it seems to, and sometimes even how the C sounds in the room. It can sound it's a very important and powerful note on the clarinet. And so yeah, you see how that works. So yeah, no real answer. But. All right, should we do the development? Try that again. Try that again. The triplet. Good, very nice. And now we have the same situation as we had in the exposition. It could be a little bit, come down again. You know, so boom, 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 boom.
Right.
Yeah, good, good. You could do a little more accelerando in the trill.
Okay. In the last one.
Yeah, in the last one, yeah. Good, great. Yeah. Yeah. That's another always in the methods they say that they show the accelerando in the trills. And it's also a little bit modern tendency, what we call telephone trill. Yeah, as many trills as possible. And especially young men. They're the worst. My God. Boys. It's like they have so much energy and you know, it's just yeah. You don't get more points, but they think they do. Yeah, there's not much you can do about it. Good. Very nice. Yeah, good. Yeah, very exciting here. And then sorry.
In this four notes, here I feel there's more
Tension?
tension,
Yeah.
but I don't know if this one also.
So you want to play it more loud. You'd like to play that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
last one
Yeah.
is sure.
I mean, it's a very, definitely a kind of, especially this is incredibly, this is so brilliant, right? I mean, the way he writes this and the triplets, it's, we talk another composer would write he would continue with the 16th notes, but Mozart slows it down, and then throws in the syncopation, so it's just he delays. We know we're going here, right? Even when we're here, we know that's definitely going to resolve. But he slows it down and he takes his time and he adds other things, and so that you're going kind of crazy. And then finally, and then sort of a moment of like, what's like. But I think it's these psychologists have all done studies of Mozart and his complicated relationship with his father, and how he would sometimes just have an outburst, and then he would then, oh my God, I'm so sorry, and then he would, so we'd go back and forth, and this would be reflected in the music a lot of the time. I think that's a really good example. But here, I do feel, first of all, please never ornament. I mean, you hear people ornament, connect those big notes. I think it's such a terrible idea, because it really is a moment of like the Don Giovanni, or the G minor symphony, the ball, that kind of sequence. It's really you don't want to disturb that. It's like, oh my God, and then he brings you back with some pulsation, and then this kind of thing, and then also but you also, of course, use the octave lower if you have the master clarinet. So you get a really big. I mean, I agree with you. There's more harmonic tension than the others. How you do it, how you express that. It's sometimes the music just does it itself. Harmony is so interesting, and what's going on in the orchestra with you that you don't need to do anything. Just don't get in the way. Just play it nice sound, a little bit of mezzo di voce, and you're fine. Yeah, and then he's not so. Then it's really that sort of like theater, like you can imagine some character in an opera just like pacing back and forth. And somehow he gets us back, right? And then you come in with this fantastic scale, and we're back, and we have our recap. So let's do that, shall we? Is that really the fastest you can play? It's a little slower.
Maybe now, yes.
Okay, then add some. Yeah, almost. Mozart, for example, Mozart's father says, keep the bow on the string. So they're pretty long, actually. So can you look from here? Almost. I think a little bit too separate for my You can give a shape and keep sustaining. like serious. Okay, now. Maybe also the same. It's slur and dots again, right? Yeah. And again, we have the father and daughter, or how. We have some male voice, female voice, opera in the opera sense, right? If you can, just I don't want to tell you what to do, but if you can it sounds a little too much the same now. Blah 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 from there. For example, yeah, good. Yeah, but something like that would work.
I have this question here because in the first part,
In the exposition.
yeah, here he
Yeah.
make
Right. Right.
this
That's
change,
that.
and here I don't know if it's
Yeah, I think it
one.
should be. Yeah, it should be. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go from here.
Um,
Let's see.
six.
Yeah. Got it. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised that's not in this edition. Strange.
It's not.
Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah, it's a harmonic work. A lot of people change that one and to a natural, but I don't know. To a sharp, sorry. Yeah. But we do know for sure that's in the Mozart autograph, the first in the exposition. So
Yeah.
no question about that. Yeah. This we don't have, but we can extrapolate. Yeah.
But it's not marked, and I'm not sure if I was
Right.
okay with the flat.
No, I think it should be the flat, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
Mm.
And then this one, yeah. So yeah, like you did, or yeah, we talked about that already. So you have some idea what you could do, but not too much. I mean, some people do way
It's
too
like
much on the harmonicas. Yeah, I mean,
that one, and
it's a bad idea.
so
some musicologist idea, I think. That's not a good thing. Okay, now you come in first. So again, remember we talked about how maybe this is a bit insecure because all different people are giving their opinion. No, that's not the right key. This is the right key, and then they give up. There is this kind of after I'll tell I'll take the risk of telling a joke. Maybe you don't think it's funny, but after the war, it was the Second World War, of course, right? So the Nazis and the rest of Europe. So the war is over, and the Germans said the situation is serious but not hopeless. And the Austrians, so Mozart, his people, said the situation is hopeless but not serious. So it's in the music, and Beethoven also picks up on this a lot too. There are pieces like, I don't know if you ever played the Missa Solemnis, but it's just this unbelievable masterwork, a huge piece with all kinds of things in it. And then at the end, it just goes jump, bum, 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 bum. That's it. it's just over. Because what else can you say? He just thought, and I feel a little bit with Mozart too. Just, this let's go and have a beer, and because what else can you, goes on, right? That's the sort of the most painful thing. Yeah, not only do you have to experience all this stuff, but it just keeps going. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's, I think, a little maybe an over-interpretation of this, but still, I think that's kind of what's going on. So just and then try that. Stuff. Good. Bravo.
And remember things. Maybe this last three lines as a Ireneu also.
Could be, yeah. But basically the whole section very nice. Good pacing and yeah, nice. Bravo.
And articulate the last note.
Yeah,
Also.
exactly.
Then I play and I remember the articulation.
Great.
Okay.
Should we do a little slow one?
The second one.
The second one, yeah.
Okay.
Talk a little bit about this melody. There's probably an idea that I think was pretty common in this period in terms of, and it's a very crude idea and should be a bit careful with it. But in general, you'd be surprised how often it works, which is that anytime you have a slur, that should be a diminuendo. Okay, it's a bit extreme, but it's when you think about it, or you start applying it to a piece like this, it can be very effective. The other thing is that all of the methods talked about is when the melodic line is going down, that you do a diminuendo, and when it's going up, you do a crescendo. So these are just basic approaches, and I think I find it's very useful to start that way, just to do these things, and then feel it works, doesn't work. Then you decide and see what feels comfortable. So for example, this incredible sequence that of course is even beautiful by itself, but with Mozart's harmony, it's one of the most beautiful things he ever wrote. You could do so a little bit of mezzo di voce, for example, on the A, on the first note, and then you're doing pretty much, I would say, mezzo piano to mezzo forte on the whole thing now. So let's try, just see what you think. So sort of that kind of shape.
In this this part?
Yeah, just start there. Yeah. And what did you do? What I would like? What didn't I like about what you just did? The last note. Yeah. Just a little. Doesn't have to be much, but just slur over as you did. Yeah, good. For me, it's much more touching. I don't know. What do you guys think? Yeah. Just a little bit more. You pull the listener in. You know. The first movement you play to the listener. In the slow movement, they come to you. If you see what I mean, I think, and that's like just take the risk. You know, they will come. Yeah, good. And the opening, yeah. Let's try the opening. So bar one, with a little of this idea about the so a little bit of release. So a little bit of diminuendo, in other words, because of the slur. Sorry to stop you, but it's a little bit slow. Yeah, nice, good. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So now the orchestra is the sequence, and then so there for so a little diminuendo. It's going down and it's slurred. So to start on the turns. That's why is a little bit sort of 19th century affect. So it's what. You could even shorten what the low note. No, why the E could just be what. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
That's our language.
Yes.
That's a really historical performance language, what you just did. And it's so hard to get people to do that on modern instruments. Great, almost impossible. But that was a beautiful one. Did you hear? Did you feel that?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I mean, whether that's really of any value to you in your life as a professional musician, I don't know. I don't have an opinion, but I do think this is what probably Mozart would have expected. And I hope, because we study a lot and we try and figure out the best we can. And that because the historical instruments, the holes, the tone holes are smaller, and they do these things more easily. We have a different kind of resistance. This instrument is made to be very equal, possibly very loud when it needs to be, and just very robust. I mean, just very secure. And old instruments are none of that. They're not secure. They're very hard. Sometimes in certain situations to get a lot of sound out of them. They're not very equal in the scale. I mean, every note has a special timbre. So all these things, it's just But of course, you need to play Mozart because it's one of the great pieces,
Yeah.
and this is your instrument, It could be you could be playing it on a saxophone too, and it would be fine. You know, it's just but to try and get those things. Yeah. Anyway, that was a nice little moment. Good. Okay. Now we go on. That first note, just enjoy it a bit more, but a little more. Very nice draw. It's a long time, huh? Just play, and then at this point, yeah, orchestra takes over. Very nice, beautiful, nice. You took a big risk with the pianissimo, and it was very effective. Yeah, nice. Great. Okay, the little play out. You know about the last note, the different lengths. There's a mythology that the clarinet has a half note and the orchestra has only a quarter note. So that there's this. I mean, I do it. I don't. That doesn't mean it's a good thing, but there's this idea that the orchestra, you hang on and just do a sort of fade out alone, and then. I don't know if it's even true. We don't have the material, so maybe someday it will be discovered. But that's just for your information. What did they write in this edition? The last note. What value? Half note.
No.
No. Blanc. Oh, it is. It's a half.
Blanca is
Blanca's a half
note.
note.
Like
Yeah.
half
Yeah.
note.
So not a
Like
nado.
this, half note.
Okay. Yeah. I think, and then the orchestra
You?
has. I think the orchestra might have a noir. A
Quarter
Negra.
negra.
Yeah. Quarter.
Negra.
Yeah. Anyways,
But
that's.
you play
So this
I don't
note,
know.
this note, I would play. So the orchestra. So just play the last two bars, and I'll sing what I would play with the orchestra. Okay. Dum. You can play. And you play it twice. Yeah, play longer. That's kind of the idea. But anyway, just so you know, that's not uncommon. I think Mark Frost is. There's one little thing I just share with you quickly. This we don't have the material, right? I've always felt funny about these two bars are the same, right?
Yes.
And these two bars are the same except it's an octave lower.
Mm-hmm.
So what I've started to do is I play this one here, and then I play this one an octave lower, so like that. And then I come here and play it like it just. There are two reasons. One is technical. When you get to this point, it takes a lot of, as you know, a lot of embouchure and energy and strength to play pianissimo, especially that great one. Well, you're starting to get tired at this point, and I just never felt I could make a good, convincing contrast at the forte piano, because that's the only answer. You've got to do something different.
Yeah.
So, and it's not a bad answer, but if you do an octave lower, you get immediately a different color, and just try it. Just go
And
see.
here you.
Yeah, and then also stay low.
Okay,
Yeah.
yes.
So just try it just so you don't.
Aye.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so now it's okay. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you can see the logic in it.
Yes.
I mean, who knows? Maybe Mozart wrote that, maybe he didn't. It doesn't seem quite two times the same thing on the same octave. It feels a little questionable somehow to me. Yeah.
Right.
Good.
Right.
How are you feeling? Do you have a little energy for the last movement?
Not so much.
Not so much? Maybe we can just start it, just for the tempo and the feeling.
Okay.
In here also. Da, 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 da. Yeah, helps. You can do it then a bit quicker. Basically, this movement can go as fast as possible. If you can. The reason is that it just makes it so much easier to play in two. Because this is a really good example of the only notes that are really important are on the beat. If just the rest you just play, they fill in, but it just has to bounce. And if it doesn't have that da 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 da, it's really So yeah, it's gonna be a long day. Yeah. So yeah, but that's the feeling you have in accentuation is perfect. That's great. This is amazing. Play a little bit of this. It's the minor section. So maybe here the pickup note could be. This is a case where it could be a little bit longer. You sound a little too happy.
Vale.
Can you sound Bum, 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 bum. Yeah. And so you need to cry a little bit more if possible on the quarter notes, the long notes. So it's sounding a little bit equal now. And that's a rhetorical, right? What you were asking about this kind of repetition. More sound. Octave higher. That could be upper note. Yeah, a little bit more distance. Now, one other thing that could be interesting for you, you probably won't like it, but it, one of the hardest things in historical performance, in this music, is when you have exactly the same rhythmic values. And modern players don't understand how hard that is. Why is that so hard? Because they would never have played them the same. So if you don't play them the same, well, how do you play them differently? And that can be very difficult to know. But in this case, for example, if you've got a group of three, it's always the first one that's more important. So you could do that most easily with length instead of an accent. It's like da da dee da da da. Actually, it's right here. It's right here. Yeah. So are you slurring now? Da.
No.
Oh, okay. You're just so tonguing like.
I try
One more time. Yeah, I think you should tongue everything. Actually, try it one time slurred. Da 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 da. Great. Okay. And now try to get the same effect, but with the tongue. Yeah, great. She's so quick. My God, it's fantastic. Now, I don't know if you like that a little bit, or what do you think? Because before, what you were playing before is what everybody does. Do 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 do. Do 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 do, which is okay because it's great music. You know, the harmony and what's going on in the orchestra is also incredibly beautiful and interesting. But it, yeah, I know. I mean, when I'm trying to introduce this and they don't get it, then I have them do what I just did with you. It's just slur. Da da. I mean, it's better than nothing. And there is one rule with all of this music from before 1800. When the composer writes a slur, you really have to do it. When he writes no slur, it's up to you. Okay? So, but in any case, all the methods say if you have a little group of 4/16th notes, of 3/8th notes, that the first one gets a little bit more weight, can get a little bit more length. You do something da 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 da. You don't play da 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 da. That's just what it's not me. It's actually written in the methods. So, and then the triplet is that's the easiest one. Da 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 da. Instead of da da da. It's very very natural. Great. Okay. So that was much more weepy. I enjoyed that. I had a good feeling to it. That's a terrible run. You did really well. Yeah. Oh no. Yeah, you do play that. You got to that. Sometimes I forget. I don't know. So this is just basically now the same material till the end. You want a little bit of the play out? Did you do the octavation thing here? also. The only thing you can't do that da-da-dum, you can just da-da-dum. Fantastic. You must have played this with orchestra before. You have? Yeah?
No.
You haven't? Wow. You should.
I have to practice because my tongue is
Your tongue's a little bit slow.
in summer.
Yeah, I
It's
mean that's the one thing I think you could improve. But basically
Yeah.
your control of the instrument and all the things you're doing is really great. Good, musical, intelligent. Yeah, bravo, really impressive. Yeah,
Thank you.
you should. Yeah, my pleasure. There are worse ways to spend a Sunday morning.
I really appreciate your time and
Oh.
your patience
Yeah.
because
It's my pleasure.
I think it's incredible that it's not more people.
Oh, it's funny.
here.
Yeah, I think it's kind of funny. It's sort of it's it's understandable. It's still summer in people's minds. I think. Yeah, it's okay.
Did you play together?
We had a concert in June.
Ah.
Last in June, yeah. And that's when we were supposed to. Maybe you knew that the first
Yeah.
time, yeah. But then we were hoping there would be more people now, but it didn't happen that way. So
And now you have a concert now.
no. But
Next
it's
time.
always nice to be in Mallorca.
Yeah.
Right. Well, bravo. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, very
Thanks
nice,
so
very
much.
nice.
Thank you. Where did you live?
England.
Oh.
But I actually have for some 25 years. I have a small apartment here because I love it here so much. So I'm even longer here than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's beautiful this
Oh,
island.
it's so
I
nice.
love it.
It's just so special. And I bet you're happy to be here and not in Venezuela right now. Yeah. What a disaster.
Ah, you're from Venezuela.
Yeah.
But you live here and
15 years. Yeah.
15 years. Oh, that's.
But music, I think, is the only thing that works in Venezuela.
Yeah.
She did
Because
El
El
Sistema, no?
She did
El
El
Sistema.
She
Oh,
started El
fantastic,
Sistema.
fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah. She's a product.
It really,
Yeah.
wow. You know the system they call it in Venezuela
Yeah.
since decades of youth orchestras and even helping kids
Right.
who have no
Nothing
parents
else
or
but
in
that,
jail or give them an instrument,
Bravo,
let them try,
yeah.
and it's a huge success.
Yes.
And she's a product of that.
Ah, awesome.
It's great.
It's an honor for us to be here.
Yes. Do you still have family in Venezuela?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes.
Mm.
They're okay.
Yes. The country is not okay
Not
now.
okay. I'm for sure. Yeah.
They are okay, but each day they are